Welcome to an inside look at one of our classes. The people in this video are doing these movements for the very first time. We hope you enjoy it.
We're going to go through the overhead press today, guys. And there's lots of different ways in which you can overhead press a bar. And we're going to try and go through as many of these as we can. So the first one, the most simple one, is just to grab the bar, keep the feet on the ground, don't bend the knees, and strict press it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Then once we've got some of those ideas down, we're all going to have a little go. We're going to try, going to come around and see how you do with it. Today, you're not going to put in loads of weight on the bar. I'd rather you get used to the actual movement. So with your strict press bar, this is a little low for where I would normally have it, but it's set up for Manya, who's a lot shorter than me, aren't you? No, it's okay. Don't worry, I can handle it. So grip width is the first thing. You're going to be able to support the most amount of weight with your forearms facing more or less parallel. The more out they go, the less weight you can support because there's a little bit of a moment arm on the shoulder, okay? So you want to get your hands about there. So for me, I'll hold it just outside of where the knurling starts, but we're all different, we've all got different whips, so you have to figure out what that is. Grip position's kind of personal, but what I like to do is I like to slightly turn my hands in and just get it going across that line that you have. I probably all have on the hands, a little crease, so you can see my hands are slightly turned in. And then I'm going to grasp the bar nice and firmly. I'm going to try and use my legs to lift the bar out. So what I mean by that is I'm going to get down into this sort of position, so it is a little low, so a little bit of a bend, and stand up. I've got the bar just underneath my chin at this point. What I'm going to do, I'm not allowed to bend my legs for the normal press, so I'm going to lock my legs out, squeeze my bum, hips go forwards a little bit, and then as I push the bar up, I'm looking back. What I don't want to do is be there and push up because I'll have a really bad day. So head back from there, drive through, hips back. Yeah, so there, through. So you can see I'm almost pushing my head through the window. The bar path is more or less straight up and down as I do this. What you don't want to have to do is move the bar around the head because that's going to take a lot more force. So get your head out of the way of the bar, hips engaged, bum nice and tight, feet slightly turned out, push through, head through the window. We're going to practice that and see what you guys think. Sound good? So Manu, don't touch that yet, because I've had my grubby paws all over it. I'll clean it down. Okay, try to keep the wrists in one position until you push it through. Keep it on your shoulders, leg drive up. So you're pushing a little bit too far back, the bar's going to go straight up. So as you push up, put your head through the window. So imagine you're lifting an old sash window, head goes through it. Better, much better. Okay, so you actually need to push yours a little further back. So Sean, you're doing the same as Kate. I want you to get those elbows higher and tilt your head back. That's it. Good. Should we try use some legs? That's better. So we've just learned about the overhead press. The next layer of complexity is to get some leg drive in there so we can use a lot more weight. So with the leg drive, my feet stay on the floor the whole time, but I'm allowed to bend the legs. Now, don't do what you might have seen me do in videos, which is almost a full front squat because you're going to lose a lot of energy. You should only really dip 1 or 2 inches. So, grip position is going to be similar. Could be a little bit wider if you're less flexible. From there, I'm going to lift off. For the push press, I want to try and get bone structure on there, so I'm trying to put it on my shoulders. So if you're less flexible, you might have to actually have it in your fingers, and you can hear my voice has changed a little bit because it's right against my throat there. Depends how comfortable you are with that. You don't want to do a push press here. The reason is, if it's floating out in front of me, and I drop, can you see the bar kind of sinks into me a little bit? I'm going to lose power there, and the bar could go out in front of you. What that'll look like is you go to dip, press, and it comes out like that. If I can keep it on my shoulders, head back out the way, I'm going to bend the knees. When I bend the knees, it's going to be a little bit like that. I'm going to extend them really fast. That will make the bar jump up, and I push at that point. So from here, dip, press. So I'm just keeping my head out of the way. It's on my shoulders, stays with me, and I throw it up, press. So we're going to give that a little go. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Just watch your knees, though, before you go anywhere. Don't have your knees going forwards. If you go forward, again, the bar might jump off you. You want to stay as upright as possible, so it's a plie. So from here, knees out to the side, squeeze your bum. Your feet don't leave the floor. Okay. Press is pretty good. Try and push your knees more out rather than forwards, like a plie. That's better. Do you notice you had a little bit more power? Okay. So a little bit more shoulder flexibility for Kate, I think. So you want to get your elbows higher. I know it's going to be a bit of a struggle, so let it go into your fingers a little bit. Better. Press. Good. Got a lot more legs through that. Very nice. So you're doing the full jerk, are you? Right. Last one that I'll probably go through, unless you get really, really competent, is going to be the jerk. So with a jerk, the only difference is my feet come off the ground. So it's a full ballistic jump, which puts a lot of force into that bar. So the shoulders don't do anywhere near as much work here because the legs are really, really a key part. For me, when I do anything like a jerk or a split jerk or even a heavy push press, I do go wider. So Kate, you made a good point. When your hands are really, really narrow, you're trying to get them back, they just won't go. So first of all, it's wrist flexibility, but also shoulder flexibility. So go a little bit wider, maybe 1 or 2 fingers out. And I'm actually going to put it kind of there, still in my hands, but a little bit further back. And that lets me just rest it there. So you can see it's still in my hands, still got a little bit of control, but it's mostly sitting on my shoulders. It's almost at the point that I could kind of leave it there and it would stay just on those shoulders, keeping those elbows nice and high. Higher you can get them, the more stable you are. My hips at the moment are sat directly over my feet. So I've got a nice hip width stance. When I jump and throw, I'm going to land my feet in more of a shoulder width stance. So again, toes turned out, knees out. So see how my feet are a little bit wider? That allows me to not have to go as high. Stepping back in. On the shoulders, you only need to dip an inch. And I'm pushing right through, so it's going right behind my head. If I go too far, I'm going to overbalance. Too far forward, I'm going to overbalance. It is a balancing act. This is one of the more difficult ones. It's probably difficult enough for now, but let's give it a go. It is important that it goes up in a straight line. Jerk. Start with your feet hip width, and you're going to jump to shoulder width. Better, right? Again. Good. Okay, elbows right forwards for me. Good. Okay. So when you get to the top, pause for me, so I know you've got a definite lockout. That's it. Amy, let's try a little jump. So start with your feet hip width, and you're going to jump to shoulder width, head right back. Good. Have a look at your movements, do a few of them. So you're going to bend split. Nice. That was very synchronized. Another one. Very good. Hey, not bad, Jenny Ware. Jenny Ware's first split jerk. Okay, let's have a look at yours, Kate. Not too bad. And yours, Sean? Got to get those arms a little straighter. Nice. Little lower. Get a little lower those legs. So you're going to push and then drop under the bar. Beautiful. So you're going to push and drop under the bar. Hey, not bad. That wasn't bad. Just got to get your arms straight.